Paula. Harmonica Mama. Hello, welcome. We're in my kitchen again, and today we're going to make an omelet. Well, actually, I'm going to make two because there's two in the seating, but I'll just show you one. Okay, so what I'm going to put inside the omelet is a little bit of green pepper, a little bit of Roma tomato, a little bit of green onion, and a little bit of thyme. Actually, this is hot thyme, and a little bit of rosemary. And all of those came from my garden. But I'm also going to add a little bit of yellow onion, and this is from Furman Farms. And they don't pay me to say that. I just really like them, and I like their produce. So I'm going to mention them when I use their produce. And, of course, some cheese. All right. So the first thing we'll probably need to do here is get our veggies prepped. So we'll pull a stem off here. And y'all know that's my little bowl that I use for my compost. Okay, I'm just going to take one little section out here because we really don't need all that much green pepper. So I'll just slice that up a little bit. It is exciting to be able, like, when I'm getting ready to cook something, just go up back and pick what I need. I'm really looking forward to doing it again next year and maybe having a little bit bigger of a garden. I have some cantaloupe growing back there, and it's not quite ready yet. But it should be, within the next week or so. I think a couple of them might be able to pick in the next day or two, because we picked one a couple of days ago and it wasn't quite ripe, but we ate it today anyway. It was really pretty good. Okay, I've got that the way I want it. So just leave a little, oh, and I need to tell you, this cutting board that I have here, I'm gonna pull it out a little bit. Isn't it beautiful? You remember when I talked about going to the family reunion? I got that at the family reunion auction. And I'm going to use my tomato knife to cut up my tomato here. And they've already all been washed off. We're just going to chop this up just a little bit. Like I said, I'm using Roma tomatoes. I have some early girls out there, and I'm just waiting on those to get red. I have like a kind of a beefsteak growing too, waiting for them to get red. And then I have these little teeny cherry tomatoes that have an absolute lovely sweet flavor. I think I'm going to try to save some seeds and grow them again next year, because I don't remember what name it was and I didn't save the little tag. And the grandkids, Luke and Tilly, absolutely love them too. If they're here and those tomatoes are out, nobody's getting any tomatoes but those two. Well, not really, but they sure do like them. Bernie's like, yep, they sure do.
They sure do.
It's but it is fun to watch them be so enthusiastic about healthy food. They also really like strawberries. So I might try to put in a strawberry patch next year. Although I do know those take a little bit of time to get going. I had one for a while when I lived in Huntington. I lived in a duplex, so there was a little patch of ground between the two driveways, and I had a little garden going there and a little strawberry patch going. As a matter of fact, it ended up just being a strawberry patch because it grew so much. And I had some not so considerate, upstanding neighbors, and they kind of pulled stuff up and they threw stuff like garbage and cigarette butts and syringes and other yucky stuff. So they kind of died out. All right. Now, let's get our green onion cut up. I thought this was really pretty cool. I'm going to put some of the green in there too. Somebody told me, or I read somewhere, that I could just take the roots off of a green onion I bought from the store and it would grow. And my gosh, that's where this came from. I've got several growing out there. I also did the same thing with celery. I mean, it's just baby celery. It's only like maybe about that tall. But by golly, Dad, I am actually, in my little raised bed, there's a little celery plant growing. And I cut the bottom off a stalk of, of celery that I bought. Stuck it in water for a few days until these little leaves started growing out. And then I stuck it in the ground. Amazing. At least in the city slicker anyway. I really enjoyed messing around in the garden. Looking forward to maybe getting planting some things that you can plant in the fall. It's definitely a learning curve. Now it's called spicy thyme or hot thyme. It has a little bit of a kick to it. And Bertie's friend John, his wife Angie, gave me that. She gave me some dill too, but that dill's kind of pretty much died out and gone to seed, so maybe I'll get some dill next year too. And I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary. Rosemary is one of my very favorite spices. I just really like the way that it smells. All right, and now we'll get this onion going. We've been on the road here lately. I'll wash this off a little bit. Went to Myrtle Beach for like 7 days. Came back on a Sunday and left the following Friday. Excuse my back. And we went to Summersville, West Virginia, where we met up with my two children, Richard and Elizabeth. Had a great time. We took our boat and we did a little bit of boating and found a little island and went out there and had a nice little picnic. I think we're going to keep that, start that as a tradition. So Richard is a video guru. He has a YouTube channel called The Tarantula Collective, and he does a lot of these video kind of things. He's a real pro. So he actually recorded us making biscuits and gravy, and he's going to edit it all up for me and send it to me, so I will be putting that one out in the near future. And we had a great time. And I'm going to have to walk over here behind you, Bernie. I didn't get I forgot the other cheese. He's going to get one of the cheese grater out. Like I said before, I get excited and I always forget something. And you can't have an omelet without cheese. I guess you could, it just wouldn't be as good.
There you go.
Thank you, my love.
You're welcome.
All right. But like I said before, had one of those picture of those rolling one sent to me, and it is on my kitchen list. But this works really well, and it kind of gives you some good arm exercise there too. You know, and at my age anyway, that's always a good thing. Okay, I'm thinking for these two, that's probably enough. Might even be more than enough. But we use grated cheese on a lot of things. I'm gonna steal a drink of coffee. I had coffee cups. Says Tears 2015 on. I can't believe that was 10 years ago. And there's not a person in this picture, but we all work together as infant toddler specialists in West Virginia, that is still on the team. One of them, unfortunately, has passed away, and three of them have other jobs, and 2 of us have retired. But I do have very fond memories of being an infant toddler specialist. Okay, so I'm going to put in 4 eggs, maybe 5. Sometimes I put in an extra one just to make sure there's enough to go around. Oops, I got a little bit of a shell in there. Summer eggs. See, one thing I really like to do is find a source to get fresh eggs. Yeah, I think I just did 5. There we go. I'm going to grab a fork here. It kind of gets the air in a little bit better than even a whisk. Now, I just put like a little dab of milk in. You know, maybe real, I kind of eyeball it, but probably no more than a couple of tablespoons. And the next thing I'm going to do over here is I'm going to get my pan warming up. So kind of like on medium-high heat, at least to get it started. I've got my burner on, and I'm going to get my butter melted here. I'll throw in a little bit of pepper. Whoops, don't want the big side. And a couple of shakes of garlic powder. And I'm going to put in several dashes of Worcestershire sauce. Got that going. I am going to serve this. Hang on a second here. My little freezer. With some whole wheat toast. And I do make my own bread, and that'll be a video in the future too. But what I do is I make it every couple of weeks or so. I wrap it up like this, and I stack it in a Ziploc, put a little bit of parchment paper between each one, and they don't stick together. I read an article that my yoga teacher sent me a while back that, yeah, of course, whole wheat has less carbs than plain old white flour, and when you freeze it, it helps to further reduce the carbs that are in it. So we enjoy it. And I'll start that in a little bit. That toaster takes forever. So we have our butter just about ready here. I'm going to stick this back in the freezer. Get my shoulder there and everything, right?
Your advertisement.
Yeah. You know, we bought some more making stuff in the, when we didn't use it all, when we were kind of camping or, camping this weekend. And I put the chocolate bars in the freezer. Yeah, because I didn't want critters to get at it. But there's a critter that got in my freezer. There's a bar that's had one on. Brian's raising his hand.
That'd be me.
I just have to tease him.
That'd be me.
He enjoys food. And I'm glad he does because I enjoy cooking. Okay, here we go. We'll pour that in there. And it looks a little dark because I've got Worcestershire sauce in it. So, a little piece of cheese snuck in there. That's okay. So I'm going to leave this at about medium. I think I need just a tad bit more. There we go. So as it's starting to cook here, I am going to stop this. Well, yeah, just pause that for a minute.
Just have my pause it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to stop it. Recording. It is.
Okay. All right. So I'm back. We just kind of figuring out how the little pause button and stuff works. So I'm kind of starting over again because really what I wanted to do is I wanted to put in some of the goody stuff that we're putting in here, the green onion and the onion, and let it saute a little bit of these tomatoes too. And just let this saute a little bit. So I've got them here sauteing. I'm going to let those onions get a little bit clear. And then we'll put the egg mixture back in. I actually saw this, and I've watched a few videos since then. I'm going to put a little more tomato in there. About omelet making. But when we went to Ogilvy for Christmas, and at the breakfast buffet, they have people making waffles, but they also have people making omelets. It's really kind of neat to watch it. And I noticed there that they always saute whatever vegetables that you like for a little bit before they put the egg mixture in. Okay, so here we're going to go again. All right. Now, kind of spreads that a little bit, but you kind of, and they had pans that were like this. They weren't Teflon. And they were cooking with gas. But I'm kind of like, while it's cooking, I kind of press it back like that so it sort of fills in. And I just do that all the way around the pan here. I'm going to make sure that I actually have this on the burner. You know, omelets are good for you too. Pretty much any place we eat breakfast, that's one of Bernie's favorite things to get, is a Western omelet. I'm just about ready to flip this, but before I do, I'm going to put a little bit of cheese in the middle here. I'm slaying cheese all over the place as well. You know, I was at Girl Scout camp back when I was 8. And I was used to getting so much trouble for getting dirty and making messes, and it didn't seem like I could ever do anything about it. They actually, a counselor teased my grandparents. They were the ones that took me and picked me up. And so we may have to hose her off before she leaves, so there'll be some dirt left here for the kids' next session. It's always been a challenge. All right, I think we can get this. There we go. Got that folded over nicely here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the toaster on. Ollie's in here sniffing around. You're scouting out for you and Dexter?
Oh yeah, he smells it.
Yep. I tell you, these are two of the sweetest dogs. I think they sort of enjoyed being at Kaylee's house playing with her two dogs that are a good bit younger, but man, that first night they were back, they were out of it. They hopped up on the couch and that one chair they use. They didn't even come get in bed with us like they usually do. All right. Now, we'll flip it over on this plate. It's going to just slide out just like that. And that toast is not quite done. But there's our first one. So let's pause for a second and let that toast get done and maybe cook this up.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm back. It's done. Here's the toast. And I think we'll just take a bite here.
Oh,
Oh, come have a
I'm
bite.
hungry.
Come on.
Mmm.
There you go. All right.
Best.
See
Thank
you
you,
all
lady.
later. You're welcome. All right. Bye-bye.